slavery to sin and death. The devil, the flesh, and the world slowly and gradually renewing us, restoring us, transforming us, making us whole. Restoration and renewing us, bringing about the reconstruction of the image of God in us until it's complete. But those without the Spirit of God simply is filled with the devil, the flesh, and the world until that completion of total destruction and deformity of the image of God in us. So without the Spirit of God, without God in our lives, we are simply left in the essence to our own destruction in our lifetime. That destruction, and when we die, is completed in us. So that is why it's so important that we understand that spirit is self. We are a body-soul unit. So without the influence of Christianity in our society is doomed to decay and destruction and its downfall. Because all we're left with is an animal type spirit where we're all only thing we're concerned with is fulfilling our appetites, our desires. Leads to destruction of a civilized society. It leads to the kind of world that we once lived in, like during the time of Rome in the first 3 centuries, the Roman Empire in the first 3 centuries, the Dark Ages, and so forth. And we see it.
I was afraid of him since he was 2 years old.
Our educational institutes go down the hill. Our government goes down the hill. Destruction of family values.
Dr. Mason, you just make sure that this doesn't happen.
We start thinking, well, marriage is just a piece of paper. It's okay for homosexuals to have gay rights and to get married and so forth. It's okay to have sex outside marriage. It's just sex. And if you don't have sex before you're age 18 or 20, there's something wrong with you. leads to being obsessed with our image, our body. It leads to obsessed with materialism. Not saying that there's anything wrong with having material things in life. It leads to corrupt governments. It leads to more stipulations, more penalties, and so forth. It leads to corrupt business practices, corrupt businesses. You know, because if you go on the internet nowadays, if you buy something off the internet, it's a good chance you'll get ripped off. You either get junk, or they'll just take your money and run. It leads to lousy products. I mean, you think that people talk and act like, well, we're making progress with our technology, and we are making progress with our technology. But nowadays, most of the time, you get junk. I'm thinking I bought a coffee pot from Walmart. Stopped working in a month. I mean, I don't know how many coffee pots I bought from Walmart, and they just quit working in a short matter of time. Then I buy a coffee pot from the second-hand stores. Kaplooey. And the older I get, more Calvinistic I become in nature. Because Calvin was right. Although I wouldn't say I was a hardcore Calvinist, a soft Calvinist, but I look around, and if you look around, you realize what Calvin was teaching was inspired by God, ordained by God, his teachings, because you look around, and that is where we're going. Now, I'm not saying that we're worse off than we were, because we're not, whipping people and, doing like the Roman Empire and a lot of these, the Middle Ages and so forth. We're a lot better off in a lot of ways than we were. But why are we a lot better off? Because of the influence of Christ in people's life that led to building a civil society. Because there's elements at work. God's work is at work, and the devil and the flesh is at work, and they're warring against each other, but the devil, the flesh, will be defeated, and Christ will triumph, and hallelujah, praise the name of God. Because if you look at the animal kingdom from a zoology perspective, from a sociology perspective, from a anthropology perspective, in the animal kingdom, and observe the behavior of the animal kingdom, man, in some essence, is mimicking the animal kingdom. In a lot of ways. But the fact that God is at work, His providence, His decree is at work, the devil and the flesh will be defeated.